All righty. Okay, fans, or soon to be fans of Michael Marcus, Las Vegas Tile and Grout Cleaning, in business in Las Vegas. Would you believe for 25 years, I've done about 10,000 jobs basically on my own. And I'd like to talk about why color sealing is a temporary fix, one of my favorite topics when it comes to tile and grout cleaning service. And I truly believe that color sealing, painting grout, whatever you want to call it, changing the color of your grout is a terrible idea. It's a temporary fix. My new meaning of it is putting lipstick on a pig. I really do not recommend color sealing at all unless it warrants it. So, what does that actually mean to Michael Marcus? Uh, First of all, let's tell you what color sealing is. That is when somebody wants to paint their grout a different color, any color under the rainbow, blue, green, orange, purple, pink. And yeah, you can get them in all those colors. And somebody will get down on their hands and knees and paint each grout joint on your floors. That is really where grout color sealing is recommended, on the floors. Okay. Grout, 3/8 grout joint is ideal. In most cases, or in all cases, they say it's supposed to be on sanded grout, not thin, tiny grout joints, not anything smaller than, say, an eighth of an inch grout joint. Can it go there? Yeah, if you have, artist hands. And doing grout color sealing, by the way, is definitely, with artist hands. Um, but I'm here to tell you that grout color sealing is a bad choice only because when you apply this stuff on your grout, let's just use the floors right now for an example. It's a temporary fix. They'll get dirty again, despite what somebody would tell you. Everybody seems to be getting into this business because you don't need real machinery to do the job. You can actually take a mop bucket, one of those yellow mop buckets, and get a mop, a deck swab mop, put a little floor stripper in it, a little other alkaline based chemical, which I see people do. There used to be a company here in town doing it. And it was just a terrible, terrible process, and it's dangerous. Um, and the reason why they would do that is to etch your grout joints so they can actually get the grout color sealer to adhere. Okay. I don't recommend grout color sealing at all, whether it's the floors, the countertop tiles, the grout there, the backsplash, none of it. Okay. It eventually will peel and uplift, and it will be nothing but pure misery when you try to go to clean. Say you just bought a house and it was a nice house. Say it was a 500K plus house, like in Las Vegas, Nevada. You move in, the floors look beautiful. All of a sudden, you go to clean, and guess what's happening? The color sealer paint is uplifting. You had no idea. The homeowner or the real estate agent that sold you the house fixed up the house to make it look better because the floors look like crap. Actually, the tile, which probably was porcelain or ceramic tile, was perfectly fine. They're typically impervious. There's usually never a problem with tile. It's always the grout where people are wanting to have changed because they believe they have permanently discolored grout. That's mistake number one. Um, if you're not going to hire a professional tile and grout cleaning service, somebody who comes in with machinery, I don't mean $100 worth of equipment. I mean $100,000 worth of equipment designed for indoor safe tile and grout cleaning service, and have the floors cleaned first to see if the grout is actually discolored. That is the way to go. Absolutely. 110%. Okay. Get the floors cleaned first, period, by a professional, not by you, not going down to Home Depot and picking up a bottle of muriatic acid. Hire a professional service. It's worth every dime. It's not just about the aesthetics, which you may want, but it's also about what we call picking up the funk and the junk off the floor. Very important. Okay, very important. Okay. Um, let's just say that you really do have discolored grout. I came in and provided a service. And 3 days later, when the grout's absolutely dry at that point, it still looks discolored. You're not happy. And then all of a sudden you say to yourself, see, Michael, I told you that it would not recover. Well, you want to know something? Um, that may be a time where you'd want to apply concealer at, if you really had to. In other words, if you've seen me and I come in, you clean your grout and tile, of course, and they don't recover the way you want them, you may have that choice. You may love to have a brand new color and pay $2.50 to $5 a square foot for somebody to get on their hands and knees and go grout line by grout line with like a brush or some type of apparatus that gets into the grout joint. Then, if they get it on the material, they say it's real easy to remove and wipe it up. When you get it on the tile, not always. Okay. And you're supposed to work in like 6 foot by 6 foot sections, small sections. Okay. Before you move on to the next section. It might be great. Hindsight, it might be great in a small bathroom area. Okay. But in large open areas, say 1,000 square feet or there and abouts and better, do not recommend color sealer whatsoever. Okay. Uh, do not do bathroom walls unless they have sanded grout. If it's this new 18 by 18, 20 by 20s on the walls, potentially you could do it because of sanded grout. But guess what will happen faster than any other area? Will peel, uplift, guaranteed, guaranteed. Okay, you hire a guy like me to come in and clean it because now you got mold and mildew, you got soap, scum, and body oils on the walls for your shower stalls. It's going to uplift and peel, guaranteed. Absolutely 110% it's going to peel. You do the little thin grout joints. Oh, maybe you even have natural stone in the shower stall. And somebody says, "Oh, I can fix that. I'll just color it." Mm-hmm. Let them do it and see what happens. It will peel and uplift. I've done enough of these houses, floors, counters, showers, backsplashes. I've done them all. And that's what happens. Okay. I get nothing but a pissed off customer who's not necessarily pissed off at me, but wants me to fix it. And oh, now look what you've done. Oh, but I didn't do it. And then, by the way, I put my tools down as soon as I noticed an issue. I definitely did not just come into your home and try to ruin your floors. It was already pre-done. Now, some people call me. Settle down a little bit, and they want me to. They want me to know that they've already had somebody color seal the floors, and they want them clean because obviously they got cleaned again. And can I be gentle on it? You see what I'm saying? Even people in the industry, the first thing they say is when you find out there's color seal on the floor, turn down your pressure. Okay, take it from like 1,000 psi, which is everyday pressure for cleaning tile and grout. They want me to take the pressure down to 800 psi. If you can get it down even lower to 700 psi. Why? Because they don't want me to rip out the grout. Oh, I see. You want me to gently clean someone's floors and potentially leave filthy floors so I don't ruin your work. Well, that's a disservice. I'm there to clean someone's grout. If you've had your floors color sealed prior to me to come into your house, it's unfortunate, but that's not my problem. I'm there to do the best possible job that's safe and sane. Okay. If I happen to lift up the grout, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I mean, if you bought a home, like a brand new home, and that had been done, I get it. I get it. You really, um, didn't want that to happen. You had no idea, but I would contact a real estate agent at that point and ask the real estate agent, "Hey, why is it that my grout was colored? I think your homeowner did this, and I think they have some liability towards you, to be honest with you, especially if you can get them to prove it." that they actually painted the grout joints. So they fixed up their property so well that you bought their house. I don't know if they have any recourse on that. It might be on you at that point. But what if your grout color is already applied? You had beige grout put over white, because most people with white grout, that's where people believe they have discolored grout. The lightest colors they believe is going to definitely discolor first before the darker colors. And you don't want dark grout anyway. That's a whole nother subject that I could get into about choosing the right color as a tile and grout clean service. So I can guide you to what's easy maintenance, easy clean, like most tiles, by the way. But what if someone painted their grout tanned and you have white grout underneath? Think about how that might affect the appearance. It looks like crap. Honestly, I don't recommend going to a darker color when you have a light color down. You have to get whatever color's closest if you really want to experiment with color sealing. Matter of fact, that's kind of like what I tell people. I said, look, let me do this bathroom. There's about 15 grout joints in here. I can get down on my hands and knees and I should be okay without standing up and having, nausea or something at this point in life. But start with the bathroom. I mean, if you really want to see what color sealer is about, a 4 foot by 6 foot bathroom on the floor, that ought to give you an idea, how well the stuff might last or might work. But if you just go all out and go all in to do 2,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet of floor grout downstairs, expect a lot of issues as far as I'm concerned, because I've seen them over the years. Very few of these color sealing jobs last if they are color sealed. And I'll be honest with you, I just say it's a bad rap. And people are getting into color sealing, grout color painting, because they don't need much machinery. They can do a schlock job, is what I call it. They can do a hack job. It's more called the word hack. And then color seal your grout and get out, and you'll never see them again. Matter of fact, once they get their cash, they're gone. Okay? They're out of business. Are there some better businesses out there that do the work and give you extra color sealer and more? Absolutely. There really is. But overall, my experience is I'll say, hey, well, what happened to the color sealing guy that was here prior to me? And they say, well, we have no idea. We've tried to call him back, but he's gone. And it's common. It's a hack job. It's a come on job, and it's expensive. I mean, to be honest with you, if I did 1,000 square feet and I had to color and do all that grout on my own, I charge $1 million, because it's labor. It is on your hands and knees and just taking that brush right down straight. You can only do small areas at a time. It might take me over a day just to lay down the color, let alone clean the floors that only take me about an hour and a half effectively and efficiently with the right equipment. So I just want to give a heads up to my clients, customers, people that are getting talked to about color sealing their grout, and they're not getting the proper service, and they know what is the repercussions when you go to color seal. And people like me are not going to exist. They're not going to tell you the truth. And permanently discolored grout has a definition. If you actually have permanently discolored grout, I'll be honest with you. It may be a choice. It's not my favorite choice. My idea of permanently discolored grout, if it really is that bad, it's cracking up, breaking up, doing a regrouting, which we haven't really talked about. I'll be honest with you. It's time to tear it out and start over again if your floors are that bad. Now, there are people in town in Las Vegas, Nevada. I swear to goodness, they are recoloring their brand new grout in a brand new home because that's not the color that the builder said, or it was supposed to be white, or it was supposed to be a dark tan. And all of a sudden, they either call you as a service provider of color sealing, or they'll call me, and they're going to hear the truth. They're not going to want to hear from me. They're just trying to please their clients so they don't have to tear everything out. Think about that. You're a new home builder here in Las Vegas. I don't know. There's a ton of them here. And they kind of screwed up. Somebody put down the wrong color. These subcontracted tile layers, they're not professionals. They're They're run-of-the-mill people looking to make more and work less, and do a schlock job. They're not people who lay tile and in Las Vegas, Nevada. They're definitely not craftsmen. They're just workers who have a concept, an idea, but and get the job done. But the craftsmanship on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 was the worst, probably about a 7, 8. Okay, in brand new homes. But anyway, these new home people, they're having their grout colored, and I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? So a year later comes by, and the client calls me, and they say, I need some tile and grout cleaning. My floors are looking filthy. Okay, fine. Typical call. About a year's about the timing. We've only lived here for a year, and the floors look like crap. Can you come and clean them up, please? I get to their house. What's the first thing I notice? As I get clean, because sometimes when they tell me it's a year-old house, hell, I'm not expecting grout color sealer on the grout at a 1-year-old home. But I'll start cleaning, doing my job, and all of a sudden I start losing, whoa, why is this grout looks like a different color? And you want to know why? Because I come to find out from the homeowner who described to me their situation in that home that, oh yeah, well, we had a little bit of problem with the builder, and they hired us a color sealing company to fix the color for us. And yeah, it looked great when they were done. That's the typical comments that you get in this industry. Oh, it always looks great when they're done. But down the line, I'll be honest with you, in this case, it was 1 year. Their floors looked like crap. I came in here and cleaned the floor, and in some areas, not all areas. What areas do you think I'm not uplifting? In the middle of the house, the walkways, everything's kind of screwed up. Everything outside of everything where you don't walk along edges or areas where you don't have a regular travel pattern, hey, they look great. But your everyday, traveled areas, in family rooms and bathrooms and laundry rooms, or any area from the front door to the rear door, it's a travel pattern, and it's going to uplift. Oh, hell. Did they tell you how to maintain your grout? Wow. Probably not. Okay. I almost guarantee after they're done a month, 2 months later, maybe even 2 weeks later, guess what they're using to clean their floors with? People who even know about color sealing that happened on their floor. Vinegar. What do you think vinegar does to floors? Okay. It will make that. First of all, it's acid-based vinegar. Look it up online on pH scale. It will uplift the grout even further and disintegrate the grout. As a matter of fact, when they put down the color sealer, some of these guys are using vinegar to etch the grout in order to get the grout color to adhere to the grout. I got so many stories about color sealing, and I honestly believe that the best thing to do for any homeowner that calls me and describes a problem where they think is unreversible is to hire me. Let's clean first. Let's see if this is true that your grout is discolored, permanently discolored, looks like crap, before you make any drastic decision to color seal. Okay. I can almost guarantee you 9 times out of 10, your grout will recover, at least in Las Vegas, Nevada. The average homes here in Las Vegas, Nevada, maybe 10 years old, maybe a little bit older. I've been telling people years ago it was like 5. Now it's like 10, maybe 12 years old in Las Vegas, Nevada. My house right here where I'm stationed at, right here where I'm making this video, was built in 14. That ought to give you an example. So they should recover. Okay, if they don't, that means, hell, if you're the original homeowner, you may have been using wrong products in the floor, and that's a lot of times the reason why you would want to color seal. It's because you etched your grout, and you can etch grout. It's like concrete. Go outside and dump some dirt and debris, or walk on your concrete outside and watch it discolor. Okay, especially if the floors have never been clear sealed. That's the service I offer. Clear sealing, and I cover both the tile and the grout with the water-based sealer, and it leaves your floors looking natural with no haze and smear. That is the way to do it. you clean the floors, and then you clear seal it, and you're done. Okay. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the method I use. Okay. The moment you start putting topical coatings on your material is when you ruin your floors. Absolutely. Color sealing is a temporary fix. Okay. Putting lipstick on a pig. Okay. Temporary fix. As funny as that sounds, that's the same thing that color sealer for me is all about. It's a joke. I just say, or I say, I want friends. I don't want enemies. I mean, I love what I do every day. I'm there. Man, it's hot out today. I really just love what I do every day to help people. I feel good when I'm done at your house. I'm very serious. I'm very professional. I've learned to be professional in this business because people are extremely happy when I'm done. I do have a handful of people. I have a handful, I think, like most business owners, uh, who are just disgruntled people. The way they treat me is the way they treat everybody. And I don't deserve that. I come in as a friend, okay? I'm not in there to scam people. I'm there to be fair and impartial with you or anybody. I treat my neighbor, I treat my own family the same way. And I tell people the truth, okay? Sometimes it's hard to tell people the truth. I have a really good friend who's in the color sealing industry. I'm friends with him, and he offers color sealing. He actually makes the product, so that makes him really an advocate for color sealing. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't believe in color seal until he started making it and selling the product. Then do-it-yourself kits. Hey, if you're a homeowner and you get it online and you order from his website, and it's a do-it-yourself kit, it's on you. Okay. And if you want to crawl along your grout joints, and if it's, like nearing 1,000 square feet or greater, you know what? You could end up in the hospital. Okay. Especially if you're not a young buck. And that would be me. I'm not a young buck, and color sealing is for the younger generation to lay. But the funny thing is, the guy I just told you about, I think he's over 70 years old, but he's slender as hell. He's probably like a $120. And he's really efficient. He uses these knee devices that slide him around on the surface. And that is a way for these folks to do that, to lay that product. They're like rolling knee pads is what they have. And even still, you're leaned over on your back, and it has like a bike seat underneath it. And, not good for guys with prostates or anybody with a prostate. If you do that enough, you're going to hurt yourself. Okay. And it's not a stand-up job. You have to get down and apply this stuff it's tedious work. And they hire people to do it. I don't know where they find these guys to crawl on the floors, and I surely hope they get paid a ton of money. But when I had to do it, I've done 5 color sealing, 5, I can count them on one hand. And these are people that absolutely force me to do it and pay me whatever I wanted to do it. Can you believe that? Even I've had this discussion with every one of those people, and they still wanted me to do it. And you know what? I'm not going to turn down making money, especially if I explain myself thoroughly and tried to talk them out from doing it. I'll be honest with you. It's absolutely crazy what some people actually want in life. And sometimes you just zip it and do what they want. But I'm not that type of person. I want people to know the truth. And that is that this product is truly a temporary fix to your grout. You want grout to be like it is, as light as it can be. Most people want light grout. I got white grout in my house, and I get first thing I look at down the floor. Where do you get the word white? Oh, you see it over here in the closet? And believe it or not, sometimes the floors already were color sealed, and they taken me to the closet, and it actually is white. Okay. And I'm looking at it, and you can see like a clear edge along the grout where they stopped the color seal. I said, oh, really? Look at that grout. Let me go in the truck and grab my magnifying glass. You will see a clear, distinct color change between where they painted the grout and then the actual color of the grout. Clearly. Did you know that Home Depot sells grout color sealer in many different colors? And that's like one of the worst ones as far as I'm concerned. I meet people who say, well, I go down there because it's so convenient to buy, and I'm in the business, and I use their product all the time. You know what makes them say that? accessibility. It's most likely cheaper, and it's garbage. It's laid down too thin. Most of those guys don't want to put down a double coat or triple coat of that stuff because it's costing them money. Okay. Um, I mean, everybody has a career, everybody has a path, and they need to follow. But for people that are doing color sealing, I truly believe you're not helping the client. It's a disservice. Okay. You're actually making guys who clean floors every day. That's all. That's the only service I offer is cleaning and sealing tile and grout. I don't offer carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning. I don't do air conditioning. So I'm not a handyman. I don't relay tile and grout. I'm not. I'm a specialist in tile and grout cleaning and sealing, clear sealing. Okay. Do I offer grout color seal? I offer it only because of the last ditch effort. Maybe they don't want to rip. Maybe they live on the 71st floor and they want to get their tile and grout colored because hell, getting somebody to work up there on that floor and for something reasonable, forget it. It's ludicrous, especially in like Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's crazy. Most of these guys don't want to come upstairs to any home. It's an inconvenience. You can only go during certain times. You got to have your business license. You got to have this. You got to have that. You got to sign a waiver form. That's something else I don't do with people. I don't make people sign forms when I come to their house. I'm a good old boy, you know, tile and grout cleaning service where, you know, once we make a decision of what I'm going to be paid, I go to work. At the end of the job, I collect payment. Okay. If somebody's actually not happy, I don't really force them to pay me. If I agree with them and say, hey, it does still look like crap, I'll probably try to clean it again, most likely. And if it still looks like crap, you know, hopefully we can come to an agreement. But I'm a good old boy, and I just do what I'm supposed to do, and that is to try to make friends and not enemies. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this on a good note and say, if you want somebody to come out in Las Vegas, Nevada, and somebody you can trust, somebody who's been in the business for many years and done many jobs, you're going to end up calling me to help you. At least you can use me as a consultant. I added a consultant tab on my website at LasVegasTileandGroutCleaning.com. And I'll charge $100. And I think that's fair and reasonable. We'll come out and take a look at your material. And I'll talk to you like I'm talking to you right now. And I'll tell you what should be done, what could be done, and what not to do. And I'm going to be very fair with you. And whether or not I get the work or not from you or from a referral or from, you know, maybe you gave me a like and it attracted new clients for me. But I'll tell you like it is. I'm not going to lie. I've been in Las Vegas, Nevada, by the way, for 35 years. I don't screw anybody. Okay. I was in the military from 82 to 86. I was in the Navy. I was a young kid, 17 to 21. My first duty station was Subic Bay, Philippines, Olongapo. Ironically, my wife is Filipino. I love my wife to death. We've got a bunch of kids, a bunch of dogs. I got a whole house full of tile. And I will never color seal it, but I'll just clean it when due necessary. Okay. That's the advantage of being in the business. Okay. And I like a clean house. It's my kids that don't. You may have that same problem. But yeah, I'm all business, but I am sarcastic. If you see me on TikTok or Facebook or other avenues, you might find that I'm kind of crazy. I do say and do some crazy things, but when it comes to tile and grout cleaning, I am just like in a trance. I'm focused on what I'm going to do for you, and I get it done effectively and efficiently. Did I tell you my average job's about an hour and a half set up to breakdown? I tell this to other guys in the business. Like, oh my God, how do you get that done? What are you doing? Rushing? I said, no, I use equipment that's effective and efficient. Would you like to come with me and I will show you how to do this? Because I like mentoring people. I want somebody to be a Michael Marcus when I'm done. I might have 5 good years left of what I'm doing. Okay. I've done a lot. I'm not afraid to bend down. I'm not lazy. I get the job done. Okay. I get edges. I get corners. I mean, my service is great. Color sealing, on the other hand, if you want somebody to be dishonest and do a disservice, they're out there and they're getting more and more plentiful. I see more websites of people that are off color sealing as a service. As a matter of fact, I seen a guy who did air conditioner service / color sealing. I was like, oh my God. I meant to actually get that website, but this guy found a niche, and he probably goes in the house, like I told you, with a mop and a bucket, deck swab, which is the worst cleaning apparatus for your floors. And I'll have my how-to clean video here soon, but your tile and grout. And by the way, most floors that I see, porcelain, ceramic, travertine. Those are really the big three in Las Vegas, Nevada. But I would venture to guess that there's a ton of that in other states as well, like Cali, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. But wherever new homes are being built, tile and grout's typically the choice throughout. And why? Because it lasts forever. Grout breaks up, especially if you get grout color sealing on the second floor in a residential home. Say you got a 2,000 square foot house. And what I've done, I have cleaned upstairs this many times upstairs where the whole upstairs was tiled. I don't recommend it. Absolutely not. The way they build homes, it's a concrete slab downstairs. There's a subfloor upstairs. That's girders, like 2x6s, 2x8s, 2x10s. They're run, one direction, and then plywood's laid on there. And then they take a black sheet, and then they put on either carpet, vinyl, LVT, or tile. I've done several homes where people have had tile upstairs, and what do you think happens? The bouncing of the material from walking upstairs, it's just not a stable surface. Don't put tile on second floors in a home, even on third floors in a home. It'll be a problem. The grout will break up and crack. Now you need to do grout repair. And grout repair never looks right, because even if you have the exact identified color, matter of fact, you went down and got a color match at Home Depot, it dries, I guarantee you, to a different color. Slightly, okay? Most people, they don't care. They don't do any color matching. Oh, I got some grout. They go down. Matter of fact, they got the wrong grout altogether. Remember, they got two different types of grout, actually two different types of grout for porcelain and ceramic tile. That's sanded and unsanded. 3/8 grout joints, an 1/8 inch grout joint and higher, I believe, is sanded. Anything under an 1/8 inch is unsanded. That's like creamy peanut butter versus crunchy peanut butter. Okay, which is not my favorite. I do like creamy peanut butter, especially Skippy. Been eating Skippy for over 50 years. But yeah, I didn't have not one darn person come in here and ask me a question. If somebody's in the industry, they probably don't want to come in, probably because they don't like me, because they don't like me making videos and ruining their business. But I'm not trying to ruin business. I'm just trying to tell the public that color sealing is a bad rap. I mean, if you want to continue with it and convince others that it's not, and your floors will stay cleaner longer, that's a fib. That's a talk to the priest about that one. Okay, it's a lie. Anything you walk on, bare feet, shoes, socks, pets. We even get into pets. These people color seal their houses when they got like 4 dogs in the house, like me. I will never color seal my floors. I know exactly what's going to happen. They pee and poop in the house, and they ruin their grout. I mean, let alone if it was color sealed or not. I didn't even get into the dog pee and poop and cats. Don't color seal your grout. Okay, that's my final word here. Okay, it is a temporary fix. Grout color sealing is a temporary fix. It looks good for the moment. As soon as someone starts traveling on that material for any length of time, it's going to start peeling, uplifting. It's going to get dirty. Okay. Anybody says that color sealing keeps your floors looking clean, it's so easy to wipe up messes, guaranteed it's going to peel and uplift over time. When? I don't know. Now, if you're OCD, I meet a lot of OCD people, and you walk on the tile itself, like, step on a crack and break your mama's back, sort of deal. Listen, I like to have laugh. I'm sarcastic as hell, but that's really what people do. They won't even walk on the ground. They won't even put. They'll get down on their hands and knees and go to the store and buy something from Target that says natural products, stuff that won't make you die. And I'm like, oh my God, total BS. It's a waste of time. don't use natural products. All they do is make your floors filthier. And to tell you the truth, somebody says they advertise natural products for cleaning tile and grout. It's basically water with a color change, kind of like this right here. I added some what do you call that stuff? The electrolytes, so I can breathe better. I guess is my buddy's. I don't know what he told me, but I just do it because he told me to take them. But yeah, I'm a veteran. And I do nothing but help people. And I'm there to earn business. I'm still working. I want you to work. And it's going to be a pleasure to meet you. And hopefully you're going to like me, my personality. And we're going to make business. And I'm going to steer you right. Okay. But I guarantee you, if you told me you watched this video and you hired me, you're going to say, I know this guy doesn't like color seal, but I'm going to ask him about it. And I'm going to be like, yeah, didn't we already have this discussion? And I will laugh and giggle about it. And hopefully I'll earn your business at that point. But anyway, I've been online here for about 35 minutes. I didn't have one question. If I can get one question from somebody regarding color sealer, I feel so much better. I think it's going to happen one day. Okay. I'm very easy to talk to, and I love answering questions. So if you have a particular question regarding color sealing, if you're not going to chat with me and just ask me that question, you can always make a comment at the end of my video in my comment section, and or call me. 702-595-8178. I'll answer all your questions. Okay. Yeah, I'd look forward and love to earn your business. Okay. I've always been that way when it comes to meeting people. And I get a lot of calls from people who've known me through the years. Say, hey, Michael, remember you were here 4 years ago? This is John. And I'm like, at first I'm like, no, I swear to you, I don't remember who you are. However, I can tell you when I get to your home, I know exactly who you are. And hopefully you're not one of my people who I color sealed. So you can call me back and say, hey, Michael, can you uplift the rest of this color sealer you had down on the floors? I mean, seriously, you told me that it would all come up. And I'll be like, well, I'll do my best to take up more of it. But as long as you promise not to put down any more color sealer. But yeah, that's another thing. Last but not least, this is a good tip. If you do have color sealing in your house and you want somebody to remove it, oh my God, you know what comes to mind to remove that? You ever seen that orange gel that you could just take a brush and wipe it down in the grout joints and just let it sit there for about 20 minutes? It might get up the remaining part, but I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if $1 million is going to do me justice. I'll take $2 million on that job, because that's labor, and that stuff has a very bad odor where you have to clear the house in order to have that service done. It's restorative work. Now, you're better just to let the stuff just wear down. I mean, which could be a year later, 10 years later. It's probably not all going to uplift so fast. But color sealing, don't do it. Okay, don't have me come to your house and say I watch your video and you're going to yell and scream at me. I'm not going to yell and scream at you, first of all. We're both just going to laugh and giggle and then say, I told you so. I told you. I like to meet those people that saw this video and said, hey, Michael told us like it was, and we're not doing that. And if we have it down, we're just going to wait till it uplifts. Okay, I want to be happy. I don't appreciate floors that have this color on the floor and it's peeling and uplifting. And the guy that laid it told me, it would never get dirty again. That's like owning a car outside and saying, don't worry about it. We're going to put the ceramic tint on your car and the paint is going to stay like new. You'll never have to wash it again. Right. Okay. It's all a joke. Trust me. I'm not going to talk anymore, guys. I've had a great conversation with myself here at this point, but I hope I get I get a viral video out of this. I'm sure I'll get some haters in the industry, but I didn't start yesterday. I have a channel, which I didn't even talk about. It's on Facebook. It's called a Facebook Tile and Grout Cleaning Tips page. It's for homeowners and it's for people who want to get into the business. By the way, if you're looking to get into business, just call me. I'll help you out, and we'll talk about it. And you can come into this business, and I'll train you. At least I'll try to train you if you're decent. If you have tattoos all over your face and you haven't shaven in a couple weeks, people get scared. I'll be honest with you. I think even still in the 21st century, people don't want those people. That's the other thing. When you earn trust with somebody, you have to make sure that people are open to you coming into their house. Okay, if you have a hard look, don't expect getting great jobs. I don't know, that would be me speaking. I think the only way you're going to get jobs in this industry is to have the right presentation, look professional. I don't think tattoos up to here is going to help. Okay, keep them hidden if you love tattoos. Don't take them above the neck. Don't take them above here. That's really, one time I had this guy work with me who had these tattoos, and something was missing from the house. Well, I don't like bringing helpers unless it's my own family. So they did take something. I beat the crap out of them. No, I'm just kidding. But if I hire someone to come with me, and they take something from someone's house, the first person they blame is who? Michael Marcus. Michael, your helper stole my Walkman. That's how long I've been doing this. Somebody remember when we had Walkman, Sony Walkman? Seems like when dinosaurs were walking. And all of a sudden, the guy's calling me and says, your helper took it. I know he did. We were sitting in this drawer, and I stuck up for him. I stuck up for him like you wouldn't believe. And I defended him. And then all of a sudden down the line, he says, oh, by the way, I fired him because he told me he used to steal cars for a living. And apparently he was still doing it because I seen him on the news probably about a year or two later. And I'm like, oh, my God, I can't believe and he looked kind of clean cut, but he had tattoos on him. And I knew it right from the get-go. He may have been a problem. And I went to like Target. I remember going to Target and I met this person in the parking lot and I handed him like $80 for a new Walkman. And I told my wife, I says, you know what? I would have never thought in 1,000 years he actually stole it because he was so convincing. I didn't think that he'd ever take anything from me because I don't really allow that. Number one, my eyes are always on people and watching. And I'm a good judge of character typically, but it can happen to anybody. Anyway, I'm tired. I need to go grab a bite to eat, and I'll be back on here. I'm going to try to come on here at least once a week. I might even come on here more, especially if I hear back from people letting me know, what they want to hear about. And I love questions and answers. I tried that in a couple other videos, but I guess it's going to take some time for me to stay on here. So maybe YouTube spreads the word about Michael Marcus. Have a great day. God bless. Like, subscribe. I don't even know why we tell people that anymore. Like and subscribe. And I guarantee you, I'm going to be your friend, not your enemy. God bless.